Is adult education a profession or an occupation? This is an interesting question. I consider myself a professional. I have 2 certifications that are related to adult education. I educate healthcare professionals. I'm committed to lifelong learning. I'm working towards a graduate degree. I'm active in associations, and I work in a hospital. So, if I think I'm a professional, is adult education actually a profession? Let's ask the experts. Robert B. Howsam developed 12 characteristics of a profession, and Cyril Houle developed 14 characteristics of a profession. So let's take a look at the characteristics that they have outlined and compare and contrast them to adult education. First, a profession is concerned with the area of need or function. It also clarifies the roles, functions, and activities and declares boundaries. I believe that both of these can be applied to adult education. So I'm going to give a check mark to each of these. Many adult education associations are concerned with roles, functions, and boundaries of adult education. It possesses a body of knowledge and a repertoire of behaviors needed for the practice. It has a creation of a subculture with a language of their own, distinct attributes, roles, traditions, responsibilities. Again, I would say yes, both of these apply to adult education. There is a significant body of knowledge, but the accepted knowledge base is skewed because it is limited in its perspectives and not representative of the field nor the learners it serves. It makes decisions for clients based on valid knowledge using principles and theories. It has a mastery of theoretical knowledge drawing upon arts and sciences. I'm going to give this one a pass. No, most adult educators don't draw from practice or mastery of theory, arts, and sciences. This is evidenced by the fact that most adult educators were not aware that graduate studies in adult education exist. It's based on the undergirding disciplines from which it draws basic insights and builds upon applied knowledge and skills. It uses practical knowledge and on-the-job experience. For both of these, I would also say no. I believe many adult educators draw from on-the-job experience more than from a specific discipline. It has agreed-upon performance standards, and it also has a tradition of ethical practice. I would say that yes, there are established performance standards recommended by the AACTE, but most educators of adults aren't aware of these. However, individual associations for specialties in adult education have more rigorous ethical performance recommendations. It requires specific prep for inclusion, usually in school or university. It required formal education, typically from a university. I'm going to say maybe on these. According to Merriam in 2007, formal study in adult education is not necessarily a prerequisite for entry into the field, but I believe it would be difficult to get a job in this field without at least a bachelor's degree. It has a high level of public trust or confidence, and the public is aware and accepts the profession. For both of these, I'm going to say no. The field of adult education is overlooked by the public, and we have not yet earned the public confidence. Next, it serves as a strong service motivation and lifelong commitment to competence. It also requires self-enhancement commitment. Again, I'm going to give this a maybe. Many adult educators have a lifelong commitment to competence and self-enhancement, but on the other hand, many do not. Its authority to practice derives from the client or employer. Yes, I believe adult education derives its authority to practice from the client and employer. It has the capacity to solve complex problems in the profession. Yes, adult educators have the capacity to solve difficult problems. So we'll give this a check mark. It provides relative freedom from direct on-the-job supervision and includes self-responsibility and accountability. Yes, most educators develop content without direct supervision. Check mark. It provides credentialing, and without credentialing, the profession has a credibility problem. No, there is currently no credential that I'm aware of in general adult education. It is occupationally related to social institutions maintained to provide essential services to individuals and to society. Yes, adult education is occupationally related to provide education to adults. There is legal reinforcement of the profession. No, I don't believe any legal reinforcement exists in adult education. It is organized into associations with the autonomy to control work and conditions of the profession. Yes, many associations guide adult education. The AACTE is faltering, but there are specialized associations for adult education that serve the needs of the membership. It has established penalties and guidelines that must be followed. No, as far as I know, there are no penalties. It has a defined relationship to other vocations and established boundaries. No, there aren't any defined relationships to other vocations that I'm aware of. It has a relationship to users of professional service. Yes. Adult educators have an established relationship with the users of their service. So let's take a look at our score. We have 12 yeses to these characteristics of adult education, but we have 10 no's and 4 maybes. What does that mean? Based on this information, adult education has the capacity to be a full profession. It is not yet a profession. It needs to become a respected group that the public is aware of and trusts. It needs to meet the criteria of a profession. It still is an emerging profession. So in summary, I consider myself a professional educator of healthcare providers, but we've got work to do. According to Houle and Howsam, it's up to us. Let's make it a profession.